I'm going to ask our folks from public safety to come up and give the best information that they have.
Hey, good afternoon. Yeah, BioLab is a manufacturer of pool chlorine products. At some time during the weather event last night, an undetermined amount of the product began to react and decompose, and the cause of this is still under investigation. As this type of chlorine begins to decompose, it generates heat, and it began to burn, releasing chlorine gas into the atmosphere. A small crew from the BioLab made several unsuccessful attempts to extinguish the flames, and at that time, sometime around 10 o'clock or just before this morning, BioLab contacted state police to respond to the scene, and upon our arrival, we immediately issued a shelter-in-place order for the residents nearby in the town of Westlake. So BioLab is working with local and state officials, to include fire departments, the state fire marshal, DEQ, and state police, and some local fire departments from around the area, and to extinguish the fire and also to monitor the air quality. It is still going on. No, I do not have a timeline for that.
Is the storm causing drought?
That's still under investigation. We believe that it began sometime during the course of the storm.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the health risks associated with the fire and
Well, like I said, the chlorine gas was released into the atmosphere, but we're working with DEQ and some of those to monitor those risks, and right now we're at a stable point with it.
So the gas is no longer being released?
I'm going to let the chief speak to that because he probably has a better perspective on that part than I do.
Yeah, I mean, so specifically, I mean, the standard procedure when you have this, state police hazmat takes command of that, and there's a litany of things that need to be done. So immediately the Department of Environmental Quality responded. They started monitoring, and they're continuing to monitor. What they have found is no low-level detection of chlorine off-site, which meant where people walk and where people gather, which is a good thing. The cloud, the plume, as it goes in the air and moves out, there is chlorine in that, obviously. But those chemicals are falling in the lake, which is the right place for it because it dilutes the chlorine. So the off-site impact we don't believe is endangering anyone, but the standard procedure was the immediate shelter in place, and that was the action the state took.
Rather than send them on the lake.
Exactly.
Sorry, could you read about the chlorine is falling into the lake, and that's why it's not getting out into the air?
Well, it's a plume that's wind-driven. So as the plume goes up, it goes down. But the direction of the wind, the plume is causing the vapors to then suppress themselves in the lake, which then makes the chlorine not dangerous anymore. Water suppresses chlorine.
What symptoms for the individuals who may have been exposed to an unhealthy amount of chlorine be looking for, and has anybody reported those symptoms in that number?
Well, the symptoms of exposure to chlorine would be respiratory distress, respiratory problems. I don't have any knowledge if there's been any reported injuries.